Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I got a kind of interesting video for you guys. It is currently 2025, and to be exact it is October 2025, and I figured I have been kind of collecting over this past year, and honestly I haven't really been showing it on the channel much, so I wanted to kind of have a video where I could show 5 of my favorites from this past year that I've picked up. They're not all brand new knives. Some of them kind of are, but most of these are kind of older purchases, or, even purchases that are not current models. So without further ado, I'm going to show you guys a couple of runner-ups, knives that didn't quite make the cut for the top 5 here. I do have 2 CJRBs. This is the Prado. This guy's pretty nifty. The only reason it didn't make the list is it's really heavy in the handle. It becomes very apparent when cutting, and it's not the most ergonomic thing in the world. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's not the most fun thing to carry. It doesn't pocket very well, and these handles, I'm not 100% sure what they're made out of. It's just labeled as stainless steel, so I take it that it's just a basic steel, but holy heck is it heavy. You know what I'm saying? So this guy, he's really great. I love the blade shape, and the steel S90V is absolutely awesome. I don't really show this guy, rarely ever, and it's a Ray Laconico design, which I actually quite like his designs. I don't have very many, but I quite enjoy them. This is a very, very, very fun to use knife, but it just is not super EDC friendly, so it didn't quite make the list, but it's still a great knife. Next up is going to be the CJRB Prado. This one is definitely number 6 on this list. If I could have added another number 6 to it, I would have. And this would have been it. The S90V Pyrite in this like gray handle. It was an exclusive. I don't know if it's still available, but you guys, it was like 90 bucks. And that's, I'm pretty sure with tax, like 90 bucks. So that's some crazy stuff. It's a smooth button lock, and it's budget friendly. It's fully crowned on the spine. Everything about this knife is just awesome, and I'm so excited to review this guy, because I'm going to definitely give it a glowing review. This knife is awesome. The only things I don't really like about it is sometimes the handle feels a bit on the cramped side. It is a kind of smaller knife. The choke-up choil is okay. I do find myself riding up sometimes on that, and I definitely feel it. And I will admit I'm not a huge fan of the, I believe it's FRN handles. It's not the worst thing ever, especially because it's fully lined, but it's just not, 100% my favorite. Everything else about this knife is quite great, aside from obviously the blade steel also being a bit on the chippy side. S90V is a great steel, great edge retention, all that. Is a bit chippy though. I actually chipped the edge within a few weeks of owning this knife, so that is also a thing. Finally, we have the Frenzy 3.5 inch. Yeah, I actually really dig this knife. This is from Cold Steel. It's part of some of their newer, what was I trying to say right there? I'm not 100%. This is one of their newer models that they've released after they've taken new ownership, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, some people really hate on this knife. I've watched a couple reviews. I actually love it. The only reason it's not on the list is because it is just kind of a triad lock, which is a awesome lock, but I don't know if it's really going to make my top 5 this year. I'm not a humongous fan of the edge. It is kind of thick, and it doesn't slice the best, but all things considered, this knife is really great nonetheless. 3V steel with a really pointy tip, so it really is quite the piercer. But with all that out of the way, I'm now going to get on to my list, my top 5. Don't judge some of these picks, and like I said, some of these are kind of older models. So, yeah. First off, number 5. The 0909 from ZT. This is a discontinued ZT that's been discontinued for quite a while. And if you haven't already noticed, it is a Les George design. It's 35 VN on this guy, and made in the USA, running on bearings, and has a very nifty aesthetic. I love this knife. I've been using this knife and enjoying this knife pretty much ever since I got it. It is one of the most incredible knives, and it definitely makes number 5. Could possibly even make a higher number, but honestly, off rip, I'm just going to give this guy spot number 5. Moving on to spot number 4. This one is going to go to the Kershaw Bel Air with the clip point. I just reviewed this knife. Absolutely love it. It is so fun to use, so fidgety, has a really sharp edge. It is kind of on the smaller side, and that's the only thing I don't like about it. I'm so happy they released the Bel Air XL, but it's still a really great knife, super recommendable. I actually recommended this knife a few days ago to a buddy of mine because honestly, I think that if you're a knife collector, this is definitely a knife worth buying, especially in this format, the clip point with the micarta handles. I think it's the best version they've ever released, and that clip being not coated is quite nice, as well as the blade being not coated. Moving on to number 3, we have the ProTech Mordax. I love this knife so much. It is so fidgety. I mean, this is probably the most fidgety knife in my entire collection. It's the smoothest button lock I think I may have ever felt. The handles are so nice. I love this deep blue color. It is so like mesmerizing to look at. Comfortable in the hand. It's honestly really surprising because I feel like a lot of ProTech handles are kind of on the smaller side, but this guy handles really, really nicely for my hand. Is quite fun to cut and use. It's S45VN. I almost said S35VN. It's S45VN. And I really love just the overall simplicity of it. It's really not too flashy aside from the blue handles. It's a very simplistic design, kind of minimalist, but the blue handles really make things pop. And again, that button lock is just very good, very good. But yeah, that guy is number 3. Definitely better than these two, but not quite as good as these two. Number 2 might be kind of a bold choice, and I might get judged for this. So by all means, you guys judge me. I'm here for it. The FM1 by Cold Steel. This guy in S35VN with full tie handles. Now, this is a bold choice. I feel like I am definitely going to get some hate in the comments for something like this, but let me explain. Super thin, slicey edge. I put my own edge on it just because why not? But realistically, you could just rock this guy with its stock edge, and its stock edge was super sharp as well. I love this pattern on the handle. It kind of reminds me of like armor scales, like, you know, when you watch like How to Train Your Dragon and they're all wearing this armor. It kind of has this pattern. I don't know. That was kind of a weird reference. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but yeah, you got really nice thumb studs, a really enjoyable overall design, thin handles, lightweight, and a really nice pocket clip with recessed screws. Love to see that. So this guy makes number 2 for me. Also love the fidgety lock. I love that Atlas lock. It's a little difficult to handle sometimes, but for the most part, it's a nice knife. And then coming in, I'm going to actually flip these guys around real quick just so I can get some really good lighting on this new guy. This next knife is a discontinued model as well. Also comes from ZT. This one is an Ernest Emerson design. The 0640. I got this guy off eBay for quite a good price. I think about $225 to $250, somewhere in there. I got it so cheap because the guy couldn't figure out the pivot and getting it to move, because for some reason the original owner just absolutely must have cranked the hell out of this because it does not sit still anymore. Luckily, I was able to fix up the problem, at least manage to get this guy tightened up so there's no blade play, and then it is a very smooth knife still. So I'm very happy to have picked up this knife, very happy that I got to work on it too and make it perfect again, or make it at least as close to perfect as it can be. No blade play, of course. I love the overall aesthetic of it as well. That green carbon fiber, I know some people don't like it. I think it's very unique looking. 20 CV steel on this guy, also fully USA made, and can be front flipped. I'm a little scared to do it too close to the camera, but Oh, there we go. I guess let me try successfully. There we are. But yeah, love this knife, love the aesthetic, everything about it. Super EDC friendly. It's probably my new favorite EDC ZT. So there you guys go. That's my top 5 list. This was kind of a simplistic video. I've already posted one tonight, so I figured posting another one would be worthwhile. This one's kind of interesting. Obviously, it's been a long year, a lot of knife collecting. These are the best of the best, in my opinion. So if you guys feel like you want to buy any of these knives, these two off eBay, if you can find them, or I mean any knife shop or any knife dealer that deals in used knives or old discontinued knives. I don't know. There's a bunch of websites and stuff that I've seen. Definitely recommend looking that up for yourself. But yeah, these guys are probably going to be available secondary market. The rest of these guys you can currently buy. This guy from Cold Steel, this one from ProTech, and this one from Kershaw. So right on, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. And if you guys want to see another video like this where I kind of just show some bits and pieces from my collection, let me know. And with that being said, thank you.